The 30% middleman tax. Netflix and Disney are currently losing 30 cents of every advertising dollar to the very companies trying to starve them out of the living room. By July 2026, the narrative of the streaming wars has shifted from subscriber counts to margin protection. While Netflix is on track to hit $3 billion in ad revenue this year, the real story is their desperate move to build an in-house ad server. For years, they paid a massive tech tax to partners like Microsoft and Google just for the pipes to deliver commercials. Now, as Disney scales its real-time ad exchange across 15 international markets, both rivals are realizing that content is useless if Amazon owns the auction house. They are effectively forming a defensive ad tech coalition to keep their CPMs from being cannibalized by big tech infrastructure fees. The in-house stack gamble. Netflix recently abandoned its partnership with Microsoft to launch a proprietary advertising stack, a move that operators know is about data sovereignty, not just cost-cutting. Owning the server allows Netflix to deploy dynamic ad insertion into high-stakes live events like the NFL Christmas Day games without sharing the behavioral data with a third party. Disney is playing the same game with its DRAX platform, attempting to create a walled garden that forces advertisers to buy directly rather than through Google's open auction. However, the numbers suggest a brutal reality. Google and Amazon are still projected to control half of the global connected TV ad market by 2030. This isn't a bold expansion. It is an infrastructure insurgency meant to reclaim the metadata that tech giants have been using to refine their own competing algorithms. The Amazon DSP paradox. In a move that reveals the limits of their independence, Netflix began integrating with Amazon's demand-side platform in June 2026. This is the part the press releases frame as expanded reach, but the P&L shows it as a tactical surrender. Netflix needs the volume of high-intent buyers that only Amazon's retail data can provide, even if it means letting a direct competitor peek at their inventory performance. Disney faces a similar struggle. While they have the sports volume through ESPN, they lack the closed-loop purchase data that makes Amazon the preferred choice for consumer brands. Ad buyers are already complaining about the friction of managing separate stacks for every streamer, which is why the push for a unified buy-side protocol is finally gaining steam among the content legacy players. The part no one wants to say. The sudden convergence of Netflix and Disney's ad tech strategies proves that the era of being just a media company is dead. If you do not own the ad server and the identity graph, you are merely a high-budget tenant on someone else's operating system. By building these in-house stacks and data clean rooms, Netflix and Disney are admitting that content alone no longer provides a competitive moat in a world dominated by big tech ecosystems. The real move here is the attempt to commoditize the pipes before Google turns the entire streaming industry into a low-margin YouTube clone. Watch this shift in operating expenses over the next 2 quarters. The money isn't going to better scripts, it's going to engineers building data bridges. The survival of independent premium streaming now depends entirely on whether they can scale these ad platforms fast enough to offset the inevitable decay of their high-priced subscription tiers. Subscribe for more